today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to add an operating system to our VirtualBox, and then we're going to connect it to a network so that way it can communicate with these other operating systems that you see here, and then we will continue on with the reconnaissance series. So let's begin. We're going to make a new machine, and we're going to call this LMDE because we're going to be installing the Linux Mint Development Edition. So before we go on with that, let's do this. Let's say HTTPS Linux Mint. So I got that wrong. So let's just try this. LMDE. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Alright, cool. So this is Linux Mint, but this is the Linux Mint Debian Edition. And you can come here if you want to download it and follow along as I install it. But the address is www.linuxmint.com. Download lmde.php. I'll leave a link in the description. Alright, so let's go back to our VirtualBox. And I've already downloaded it. It's an ISO file. So we're going to come over here and we're going to select it right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give it 4 gigs, 4096 megabytes of RAM, and then we're going to give it 2 CPUs. We're going to come right here to hard disk, and we're going to give it 50 gigs. We really don't need anything more than that, and we'll click finish, and we'll see what happens. So let's start it up. So it's asking us for the DVD. So we just select the ISO file and mount and retry boot. Okay, now we just hit enter on the keyboard. Give it a minute. It doesn't look like anything is happening, but there we go. Here we go. So here's the startup disk right here. We're going to go ahead, double click. I wish I was more of a better entertainer to keep you occupied. No, here we go. So we're going to continue. That looks good. Continue. Install multimedia codecs. Do I want to do that? Yeah, let's. No, we're not going to need that. I don't think. If we do, I'll show you how to do it later. Okay, yeah, we're going to install it. You know, there's nothing there, so let's go ahead. Okay, continue. Continue. Okay, we're just gonna call this LMDE, and I'm gonna give it a crazy password. Just a little word to the wise. When you create a password, it should be at least 20 characters long. Uh-oh. So there we go, they match now. Continue. Okay, this process, all the important stuff is done right now, and this process right here is going to take a couple minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause the video, and I'll be back when it's done. Our Linux Mint Debian Edition is finished installing, and we're going to go ahead and restart it. Okay, right here, just hit enter. Let's enter the password that we created. Okay, here we go. This is it. Let's, for right now, we're going to go ahead and close this, but in a later video, we'll go ahead and run through it if you don't do it on your own. Alright, so what we want to do right here is we want to hit Control-Alt-T, and we're going to open up the terminal, and we want to type ifconfig, and then hit enter. What we're looking for, right, is this right here where it says inet, and you'll see that's an IP address, and that's the IP address that comes by default with VirtualBox, but we want to change that because we want to connect it to a network. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and type exit, hit enter, and on just a side note real quick, I really like this interface. Okay, so we're going to power it down. Right. Shut down. Okay, cool. So what we want to do right here is we want to go to Tools, Network, or actually here. No, we were right. We can go to Network, rabbit hole. We want to come down to NAT. Okay, you see right here, it's got our rabbit hole network. So we're going to say okay. So let's power the machine back on. So again with the password. Okay, we're going to disregard this for now. We're going to hit Control-Alt-T, and we're going to type ifconfig. I'll type slow because I know you can't read too fast. Okay, now you see right here our iNet. It's changed. It's 192.168.2.7. That means we successfully connected to the rabbit hole network. And with that, we are now ready to go back to our reconnaissance, and we will begin that by going over Nmap, which is network mapping software. And we're going to use this network right here. We're not going to put it live on the internet because these videos are for educational purposes only. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use that program on this virtual network that we created. Alright, so thank you if you watched. So I'll exit out of here and I'll end the video for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.